Your Excellency, the High Commissioner, Chief Justice, Most Reverend Archbishop, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Honourable Minister, and members of Parliament, my colleagues in the Legislature, Your Worship, members of Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and those in cyberspace. I'm talking about those who are taking this event through the internet. Welcome to Alberta. It's an honor to be with you all this evening as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Earlier today, I was most privileged to meet two very committed people whom I admired from afar for many years. Mary Robinson was instrumental in the Irish peace process in her role as President of the Irish Republic. In addition, she works relentlessly for human rights around the world. Today, I understand she met with the four bands of the Hobbema First Nation and had a tremendous experience there to find out a little bit about Alberta's native culture, particularly the Cree culture. And I met also with Archbishop Tutu, just a tremendous, delightful individual who's a leader in the struggle for justice and racial tolerance. He is one of the most important people in South Africa and clearly one of the most well-known, respected people in the world. And it's an honor, Archbishop, to have you with us. Well, thank you. Here in Canada, we are so very, very fortunate. And believe me, folks, all we have to do is to travel to some other countries to understand really how fortunate we are. Perhaps the late Prime Minister John Diefenbaker put it best almost 40 years ago when he said, and I hear it in citizenship courts today, but he said it first, I am a Canadian, a free Canadian, free to speak without fear, free to worship God in my own way, free to stand for what I think is right, free to oppose what I think is wrong, and free to choose those who shall govern my country. Ladies and gentlemen, those are fundamental human rights on which this country was built. They are rights on which we continue to develop as a country today, and they are fundamental human rights that are open for abuse if we take them for granted. That's why I'm pleased to say that this is also the 25th anniversary of the Alberta Human Rights and Citizenship Commission, and we have two former chairs of that commission, one of whom is your MC tonight, Phil Fraser, and one you just heard of, Jack O'Neill. Over the last quarter century, Alberta human rights legislation has become very well known. It has served to reduce discrimination and foster equality so that all Albertans can take part in abundant social, economic, and cultural life offered in Alberta and all of Canada. So whether we're talking about the 25th anniversary of our human rights legislation or the 50th anniversary of the United Nations Charter of the Human Rights, tremendous strides in human rights have been achieved. However, as I'm sure our distinguished speakers will point out, there is much more to be done. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the organizers for arranging this conference and the participants for agreeing to attend. And I want to thank all for choosing our province to reflect on your successes in the past, your achievements in the future, and to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And once again, welcome to Alberta.